Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Sunday, February the 20th, race number 8 at Santa Anita. We're going down the hill at about 6.5 furlongs for the Grade 3 San Simeon Stakes. Let's take a look at this field. You can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them and handicap along with us when you've made your final decisions. You can play this race and the rest of the card from the Great Race Place with your DRF Bets account. Mike number 3, 2-1 on the morning line. This horse on a 3-race win streak likes going down the hill.
Yeah, he's undefeated since they cut him back. That notwithstanding, Dan, I was surprised. I did all the work on this race before the morning line. I was surprised to see him favored on the morning line, even though he did run a pretty fast race in the Clocker's Corner last time.
This horse is very versatile. He was on the lead in the Clocker's Corner, but he's also comfortable from off the pace. We throw up the time form US pace projector. Bombard, the number 7, has speed, and I would expect him to be up close. Beer Can Man as well, but I do think that Bombard might be faster from the get-go.
Yeah, I thought he would be on the lead too, but Beer Can Man is a talented horse, and he's got speed as well, so he's going to be up close.
Chaos Theory, I've always liked this horse. I wonder if he's slightly better at slightly shorter distances, although he was a good third in the Grade 2 Eddie D going down the hill last year. Second start of the form cycle, didn't have the greatest break last time out.
He didn't. I'm a huge fan of this horse. Anytime I see a race he's in where he's going to be a big price, I'm using him. Feels like he's going to be a big price in here, so I am going to use him. He didn't run great in the Clocker's Corner last time, Dan, but he had no chance in there. Outrun last in the early stages of that race, and Barraza just dominated that race on an easy lead in there. This horse had no chance in that race.
Yeah, there just wasn't any closing going on in that race. Commander moved into second after a half mile, and that's where he stayed behind Barraza. He's been a solid horse throughout his career, has Commander. It was nice to see him perform well in stakes competition. He does have the tactical speed to work out a decent trip.
He does. I mean, I didn't necessarily love him in here, but he's very consistent. He's finished close to Bombard. He's finished close to Beer Can Man. He's finished close to Barraza. So, he's obviously a contender in this race. He got overall a really good trip last time, Dan. He was only second best.
Barraza's 2 for 2 at 6.5. The Clocker's Corner was at 6, and he got a really nice ride that day from Kent DeZormo. Let's watch the race. Barraza, a horse that had come from out of it in his prior 2 starts, well, he found the front early, and he's going to kick home strongly to win with a 97 Beyer speed figure, far and away the best Beyer of his career. Now, he's a lightly raced 4-year-old. It's possible he's coming into his own right now, and his versatility should make him doubly tough.
That's what I liked about him. I mean, obviously, you have to like that he's 3 for 3 since they cut him back, but it just feels like he can do it any way you want to do it. That race last time, to me anyway, wasn't necessarily the race you want to bet him off of because he just had all the best of it in there. Kent just saw nobody wanted the lead, so he took it, and this horse just took no pressure up there and won very easily. But his win 2-back was an excellent performance. This horse was blocked down to the 8th pole, still had some work to do. By the time he got clear, he came with a big finish.
We loved Beer Can Man and the Turf Monster. We didn't get paid, but at least the good folks at Little Red Feather did get paid when he was eventually awarded first purse money. I could have used that 7-2. Let's watch his most recent start, the Grade 2 Joe Hernandez going 6.5 furlongs. Flavien Prat gave this horse a nice trip. He parked him right off the pace setter Momos. They weren't going very fast. Beer Can Man makes the lead in the stretch. He fights hard down to the wire, and he's just pipped.
He ran fine in here. He didn't really have an excuse. Man, when I see him getting run down by chewing gum, a horse that we've seen a lot of in New York, and I'm not that big a fan of. I don't love that loss for him last time. He still ran fine. He's a major player in here. I'm going to use him, Dan. I just didn't necessarily want a short price on him.
Guildsman's an intriguing invader from New York for Mr. Falcone, who's winning at a good rate over at Aqueduct. This is a horse that started his career in North America like maybe he would be an okay turf sprinter, and it really didn't work out, probably because of his running style. He was a one-run closer that just needs a lot of pace and race luck and doesn't seem to have a strong turn of foot. Now, his last races have been against $80,000 optionals. There's a question of whether he fits in here, but it's a fascinating spot nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Robbie Falcone. Not a fan of this horse at all. I basically don't like any of his races since he's arrived stateside. We'll see what he does then. Clearly, he's going to need some hitting going on up front if he's going to factor at the end of this race.
Bran, I think, is a sleeper in here for trainer John Sadler. He made his North American debut in the Hernandez. That was the race we saw Beer Can Man's replay, and he finished third that day. Now, there was not a lot of pace on in that race, and Bran was chasing while wide. He tried to get into it on the turn. He flattened out. I can certainly see him taking a step forward in his second start of the form cycle, especially if there's some more pace for him to run at. He just never got any cover.
Yeah, I can see him running better too. I didn't really know what to do with him out of the Hernandez. Overall, his trip wasn't bad, but you're right. He was on the outside all the way. He just sort of sat alongside Beer Can Man and just got out finished through the stretch of that race. I don't really know what to expect of him, Dan, here. He won 4 times over in France. All 4 of those races on the lead. He's not making the lead in here.
Bombard has been nursed through a series of injuries by trainer Dick Mandela. This horse was on the also eligible list for the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. He had to scratch due to a foot bruise. Now he has to deal with a September layoff. We last saw him in this race at Kentucky Downs, the Turf Sprint. This Kentucky Downs 6 furlongs plays a little bit long. He handles the downhill. He handles the downhill just fine at 6.5, but you're really kind of at the whims of how he feels in the morning when he gets out of his stall. He's going to show speed.
He is going to show speed, and he's got plenty of races that are just going to make him really, really tough in here. And he's also a very fair price on the morning line, Dan. So if he comes back and he's ready off the layoff, I'm going to expect him to be, pretty tough in this race. I don't love him, but he could obviously win.
I respect horses cutting back in distance when they go down the hill. And the number 8 Indian Peak is going to attempt to repeat the route to sprint move that resulted in his victory in the California Flag, going 6.5 furlongs over the fall. His recent races haven't been that great going long.
Yeah, his recent form isn't great. They're going to try and cut him back here and see if he can do better. He did, have that cutback win that you were talking about last October, Dan, but this is a much tougher field than that one was.
Now, of course, you get free Formulator past performances when you sign up for a DRF Bets account. Our Formulator fact for this race concerns the number 3. That is Baratza, trainer Vladimir Serin. Last out winners on the turf, older horses, 50%, $4.85 ROI. Let's take a look at our top selections for the San Simeon Stakes. Mike, you're going with Baratza, versatile. I think he can probably work out any kind of trip that Johnny V wants.
I like that about him too, Dan. I don't like the price. If he does go favorite in this race, I will not be betting him, although I do think he's supposed to be tough in this race. If he does take a lot of money in here, though, I'm just going to bet the 1 Chaos Theory.
I like Beer Can Man to break, let Bombard go, and he should be right in the thick of things turning into the stretch. I agree with you. No real excuse last time out considering the pace scenario, but he's just a hard-hitting horse that seems to handle any distance. Baratza for Mike, Beer Can Man for me. It's the Sunday race of the day, the San Simeon at Santa Anita. Good luck.